Today, we're talking about an industry that's basically as old as humanity itself, fishing, and a piece of tech that's turning it completely upside down. Seriously, think about a flight simulator, but instead of a 747, you're at the helm of a massive fishing trawler navigating a perfectly digital ocean. Let's get into how this virtual world is solving some very, very real problems.
So right off the bat, here's a big question. Can something that looks and kind of feels like a video game actually help save our oceans? I know, it sounds a little out there, maybe like sci-fi. But this idea is at the very heart of a new tool that's making the entire fishing industry smarter and, believe it or not, way more sustainable.
Now, to really get why this tech is such a game changer, you have to understand the enormous pressure that modern commercial fishing is under. This is not just a guy with a fishing rod. It's a high-stakes global business, and it is facing some absolutely massive challenges.
Okay, first up, fuel. For a fishing trawler, fuel isn't just another expense. It's very often their single biggest cost. We're talking about these huge, unpredictable bills that can literally make or break a fishing operation. It puts this incredible strain on the captains and their crews.
And then there's this problem called bycatch. That's the industry term for all the other marine life, fish, turtles, dolphins that get caught in the nets by accident. It's a huge issue, not just for the environment, but for the business itself. It means wasted time, potential damage to super expensive gear, and it puts the very fish populations they depend on at risk.
And when you boil it all down, traditional fishing has always relied on trial and error. Captains literally have to test their gear and their techniques live, out on the unpredictable open ocean. This is incredibly expensive, it burns a ton of fuel, and you're always running the risk of wrecking your gear or just coming home with nothing.
So with all of these problems piling up, the industry was just desperate for a better way, a way to take the guesswork, the risk, and the enormous cost out of the equation. And that is where the idea of a virtual ocean comes into play.
The answer is a piece of software called Trawl Vision. And honestly, the best way to get your head around it is to just stick with that flight simulator analogy. It lets skippers test out different nets, tweak their equipment, and perfect their strategy in this hyper-realistic digital world, all from a computer before they even think about leaving the dock.
Okay, so how in the world does this thing actually work? Let's pop the hood on this digital fishing operation and see what makes it so powerful.
The whole process is this really elegant optimization loop. First, the user picks their gear, the vessel, the nets, the trawl doors. Then they configure everything, and I mean everything. After that, they hit go and run the simulation to see how it performs. They check out the data, see how much fuel they used, how efficient the catch was, and then they iterate. They tweak things and run it again and again until the whole setup is absolutely perfect.
And when I say they can configure everything, I'm not kidding. The software lets you control over 200 different variables. We're talking stuff like how fast the boat is going, the depth of the water, the length of the cables pulling the net, even the exact amount of weight or flotation on the gear. The level of detail here is just staggering. And this just gives you a taste of the digital toolkit they have to work with. There are over 300 different net designs to choose from, more than 20 models of those trawl doors. Those are like the wings that hold the net open underwater. You can try different boats, different types of trawls for fishing near the surface or on the bottom. It's basically a giant virtual warehouse full of fishing gear.
So when you put them side by side, the contrast, it's night and day. The old way meant sky-high costs, huge risks, and this really slow, painful learning process out at sea. The new way? It's low cost, zero risk, no fuel burn, and it allows for this super fast learning. A captain can test like a dozen different setups in a single afternoon without burning a single drop of fuel.
But look, this is about so much more than just a cool piece of software. This is about the real-world impact. It's about creating a fishing industry that's smarter, more efficient, and way, way more sustainable. And the benefits are so clear and powerful. It saves a ton of money, time, and fuel, obviously, but it also works as an incredible training tool for the whole crew. It opens up doors for research and innovation that would just be way too expensive or risky to even try at sea. And what's the end result? A more profitable and a more sustainable fishing operation. Everybody wins.
And this quote from the developers really just nails it. It says a user can increase catch while reducing fuel consumption. I mean, if you're in the fishing industry, that's it. That's the holy grail. And this isn't some niche experimental piece of tech. Trawl Vision is already making a real difference all over the world, and it has earned some serious recognition for shaking things up. You can just look at their track record.
Back in 2010, the company was named the most innovative in its home country of Uruguay. The very next year, it was recognized as a top global tech innovation. And by 2012, it was taking home a gold medal from the super prestigious International Exhibition of Inventions in Geneva.
But honestly, the awards are one thing. This right here, this is the real proof. The software is being used by over 800 ships. It's used in universities and research institutes in more than 20 countries around the globe. We're talking from Canada to Spain to Peru. This is a trusted, proven global solution.
So we're going to end where we started, with another big question. Trial Vision proved that you can use powerful simulation to solve incredibly complex real-world problems in one of the oldest industries on the planet. It really makes you wonder, if we can build a perfect digital twin of the ocean to fix fishing, what's the next massive industry that could be totally transformed by that very same idea?